Hello again, welcome back. It's good to see you. It's good to have you back. Wow, class 114, which means we're making good progress. Slowly but surely, step by step, little by little, we are going to achieve our goals. We're going to achieve our objectives, yes. And our objectives are to learn English with our listening comprehension, our verbal expression, everything. Okay, so let's start on camera one, reviewing from yesterday, shall we? Camera one. All right, es bastante más fácil esta vez. It's quite a bit easier. Quite a bit. A little easier, no, but quite a bit easier. Easier than I expected. It's quite a bit easier this time than last time. The last time it was quite difficult. This time it's not as difficult. It's quite a bit easier. Quite a bit. Bastante. Cuando se pone bastante delante de comparativos, decimos quite a bit, or quite a lot. Pero más quite a bit. Yeah. I think bastante frío. It's quite a bit cold here. It's quite cold. We can use both. Comparativo. It's quite a bit colder. Hace bastante frío aquí. De hecho, hace bastante más frío que ayer. Escuchad. It's quite cold in this room. In fact, it's quite a bit colder than yesterday. All right? It's quite hot in this room. It's quite a bit hotter. It's easier today than yesterday. In fact, it's quite a bit easier than yesterday. All right, a medida que te hagas más mayor, as you get older, as, dos letritas, as, a medida que te hagas más mayor. As you get older, te das cuenta de que yo tenía razón. You'll realize that I was right. As you get older, you'll realize that I was right. As you get older. Vinieron demasiado tarde para la fiesta, o para disfrutar la fiesta. They came too late to enjoy the party. They came too late to enjoy the party. Es una lástima que llegaran tan tarde. It's too bad. It's too bad they got here so late, or they arrived so late. It's their problem, not mine. It's too bad. Oh, that's too bad. They arrived too late to enjoy the party? Oh, that's too bad. I'm really sorry. That's a pity. What a shame. What a pity. That's too bad. That's too bad. You know, it's too bad they arrived late. La mayoría de la gente ya se había marchado. Most people had already left. Most people had already left. Yeah. They arrived too late to enjoy the party. It's too bad. Most of the people had already left. Bueno, dime lo que opinas. Well, tell me what you think. What do you think? Do you like this sweater? It's new. Yeah. This is the first time on television. What do you think? What do you think? ¿Qué opinas? What do you think? What do you think? ¿Qué piensas? Literalmente. What do you think? Do you think it's okay? Or do you think it's too bright? The color's too bright? What do you think? What do you think? And this television program in general, Vaughan 4.0, what do you think? Do you think it's good? Do you think it's bad? Do you think it's like every other television show for English? What do you think? What do you think? ¿De verdad quieres saber mi opinión? Do you really want to know what I think? Do you really want to know my opinion? Come on, do you really want to know? Do you want me to tell you the truth? Do you want me to tell you the truth? Do you want me to tell you the truth? Do you really want to know what I think? Do you really want to know my opinion? Siempre que le veo está fumando un cigarro. Well, whenever I see him, he's smoking a cigarette. Every time I see him, he's smoking a cigarette. Whenever I see him, he's smoking a cigarette. Every time I see him, dos formas para decir lo mismo. Whenever or every time. Whenever I see him, he's smoking a cigarette. Every time I see him, he's smoking a cigarette. Lo haré siempre que me respaldes. Ahora, este siempre que significa condición de que. I'll do it as long as you back me up. If you don't back me up, forget about it. I'm not going to stick out my neck for you. Yeah, arriesgar el cuello por ti. Se dice stick out, que es alargar el cuello para que te lo corten. I'm not going to stick out my neck for you. I'll do it as long as you back me up. Oh, en lo que a mí se refiere, puedes hacer lo que quieras, me da igual. As far as I'm concerned, you can do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. As far as I'm concerned, as far as I'm concerned, as far as I'm. Aquí la contracción es obligatoria, porque es una especie de frase hecha, de entrada en una frase. En lo que a mí respecta, as far as I'm concerned, en cuanto a mí, as far as I'm concerned, as far as I'm concerned, as far as I'm concerned, you can do whatever you want. I don't care. Yo nunca le hubiera imaginado capaz de hacer semejante cosa. I never would have thought him capable of such a thing. I would never have imagined him capable of doing such a thing. Semejante cosa. Such a thing. Tal cosa. I would never have imagined him. Nunca le hubiera imaginado. Le habría imaginado. Capaz. I never would have. I never would have. Contracción de would have. Would have. I never would have imagined him capable, capaz, capable of doing. Doing es un gerundio, porque capable of, esa partícula of es una preposición, y ya sabes. After prepositions, we use the ing form. I never would have imagined him capable of doing such a thing, semejante cosa. And finally, number 12, no puedes seguir así. You can't go on like that. Come on. You can't go on like that. You have to start studying. Come on. Your father paid for this program, Aprende Inglés, o Vaughan Inglés 4.0. Your father paid for it, and you're not studying. Do you always waste your father's money like that? You can't go on like that. No puedes seguir así. You can't go on like that. Come on. Wake up. Do something. Do something productive with your life. Do something constructive with your life. Come on, you can't go on like that. You're wasting your life. Don't you realize you live life only once? And you're wasting it. You're vegetating through life. Wasting your time, wasting your father's time, wasting my time, wasting your father's money. Come on, you can't go on like that. You can't go on like that. Come on, do something. Do something with your life. Get a life, come on. Yes. We have half a minute left. And I want to go back to the sentence before. I would never have imagined him capable of doing such a thing. Yeah, I imagine you feel the same. Now, start working. Start making an effort. You can't go on like that. You can't go on like that. You have to start doing something a bit more constructive. You have to start doing something with your life because you're wasting it. All right. I'll be back in a few minutes to continue my sermons in my English.
Hello again, and welcome to the continuation of our recap of the previous show. Our recap is un repaso, as you know. My name is Richard, the other Richard, of course, in the show, and with me today is Bea, who's going to help us recap on what made you do something. Bea, what made you come here today? ¿Qué te dio por venir aquí hoy?
It was my turn to come.
It was Bea's turn to come. At last, it was your turn. That's what made her come here today. ¿Por qué te dio por hacer algo? What made you do something? Okay, what y luego made, which is the past of the verb make. What made you come? Simple igual. What made you do it? What made you tell her? Y lo vamos a hacer de la siguiente manera. Okay, I'm going to give you a sentence in English, and I want you simply to ask me the question. ¿Por qué te dio por hacer eso? For example, I did it. What made you do it? Okay. I spoke to her about it.
What made you speak about?
What made you speak about? What made you speak to her about it?
Yeah.
Again.
What made you speak to her about it?
Good. I told her the secret.
What made you tell her? What made you tell her the secret?
Good. What made you tell her the secret? Okay. Don't forget, we don't need the auxiliary did here. Okay. Simplemente what he made. Okay, because we're looking for the subject of what made me do it. Something made me do it. Algo me hizo hacerlo.
Okay.
Yeah? Okay, the next one. I gave away all my money. ¿Qué significa?
que dice todo tu dinero.
Sí, lo regalé todo.
Regala-
Okay, I gave away all my money.
What made you give away all the money, all your money?
Good. What made you give away all your money? I shouted at my boss.
What made you shout at your boss?
Well, he shouted at me.
What made your boss shout at you?
I didn't go to work for 3 days.
What made you not
Muy
go
bien. What made you not in negativo? Excellent.
not going to work?
Not go. What made you not go
Sorry. What made you not go to work for 3 weeks?
for 3 days or whatever?
For 3 days.
What made you not go to work for 3 days? So in the negative, what made you not go? Okay, the negative infinitive without the to. Okay.
Okay.
What made you not go? Yeah. What made him not go? No cambia. What made them not go? What made them not do it? What made you not do it? For example, I didn't study yesterday.
What made you not study yesterday?
Good. What made you not study yesterday? ¿Por qué te dio por no estudiar ayer? It's inexcusable. There is no excuse for not studying. Okay, they went home early.
What made them go home early?
What made them go home early again?
What made them go home early?
Good. What made them go home early? Let's change the subject. We'll move on to something else. A translation list from yesterday, which was translation list number 35 de pie. Bueno. Ok, es bastante más fácil esta vez.
It's much easier this time.
Es bastante más fácil.
It's much more
Much
easy.
easier, ¿vale? Or it's quite a bit.
It's quite a bit easier
This time.
This time.
It's much easier. Es mucho más fácil esta vez. Es bastante más fácil. It's quite a bit easier.
Okay.
Okay? What would the opposite be? Es bastante más difícil esta vez.
It's quite a bit more difficult
Good.
this time.
It's quite a bit more difficult this time. A medida que te hagas más mayor, te das cuenta de que yo tenía razón.
Meanwhile, or while,
No. A medida que, siempre as you.
as you get older,
Muy bien.
you realize I was right.
Mejor saying that. Much more idiomatic, much more natural, yeah? As you get older, you'll realize I was right. Pay attention to the way I'm saying you'll, okay? The contraction of you, it will. You'll. You'll.
You'll,
Not jewel, you'll. Eso es, okay? As you get older, you'll realize I was right. Es una lástima que llegaran tan tarde.
It's a pity
pity,
they arrived so late.
Muy bien, it's a pity they arrived so late. It's a shame
Yes.
they arrived so late. Or it's too bad, it's very American, huh? It's too bad they arrived so late. Okay, la mayoría de la gente ya se había marchado. ¿Cómo sería? En casa, venga, antes de Bea, venga. Good. Okay, now Bea.
The majority
soplao.
of the people had already left.
Vale, but the majority of people, the majority is a word we use usually in political contexts, okay? La mayoría de is normally most. Most of the people had already left, right?
Yes.
All right, let's do a couple more, and then we'll have to sign off. En lo que a mí se refiere, puedes llamarle lo que quieras. As far as
I am concerned,
Muy bien.
you can call him whatever you want.
Good. As far as I'm concerned, you can call him whatever you want. One more. No puede seguir así.
You can't continue this way.
Good.
It can't continue this way.
Or you can't go on like that. And that's true of you if you're not studying. You can't go on like that. You need to study every single day. Do your exercises on the online course every day. If you don't, you'll be falling behind. It's as simple as that. Ciao.
Okay, welcome back. Yes. Last year I decided to try to become the president of this country, so I ran for election. Yes, I ran for election. To run is correr. Now to run for is presentarse en unas elecciones. Como candidato, yeah. To run for election. But at the last minute I pulled out. Yeah, at the last minute I pulled out. I'll explain everything if it's not clear to you what happened. At the last minute, I pulled out. I'll explain it to you. Hoy no hablo inglés. I'll explain it to you on camera number 1. Okay. Yes. I pulled out of the race because I realized that I was wasting my time and my money. Yeah. Last year, I threw my hat into the ring. Whew. It's an expression to say I presented my candidacy to become the president of this country. Yes. And there were 3 other candidates, so there were 4 of us. And during the campaign, I was spending a lot of money, spending a lot of time, using all my energy, my poor family. My God, it was a lot of work, the campaign. And at the last moment, I realized, my God, I'm not going to win this race. So I pulled out. I pulled out means I withdrew. To withdraw from a competition. To withdraw is to retreat. To retreat is batirse en retirada cuando es un ejército. To retreat. The army is retreating. Okay. To advance, to retreat. To advance, to retreat. A good general knows when to advance and when to retreat. Retreating doesn't mean surrendering. Okay. Retreating means tactically positioning your troops in a different way to avoid losses and to recuperate terrain in the future. Okay, you retreat to fight another day. All right. Now to withdraw, también es retirar. And to retire is retirar. But to retire is retirarse, jubilarse. You know, many people retire when they're 65. Yeah, it's a retirement age in many countries. Some people retire earlier. They'd retire before they reach the age of 65, and that's called early retirement. Some companies offer early retirement packages. You have incentives to take early retirement. So to retire es jubilarse. ¿Cuándo te vas a jubilar? When are you going to retire? Tenemos una pelea constante con vosotros españoles con este verbo, porque es muy sencillo en inglés. Me voy a jubilar. I'm going to retire. No retire myself, ni get retired, ni nada. To retire. Él se jubiló el año pasado. He retired last year. Okay? I'm not going to retire. Eso es retirarse. Pero también retirar is to withdraw. Retiré todos mis fondos de ese banco. I withdrew. Eso es retirar sacando. To withdraw. Okay? To withdraw. To withdraw my money. When you go to a bank, 2 common transactions are to deposit money or to withdraw money. Some people go to a bank with a check and they deposit the check. In essence, they are depositing money in the bank account. And other people go to the bank with a check and they go to the cashier and they withdraw money from the account. To withdraw. Okay, now, to withdraw also if you're in a campaign or in a competition. Running, for example. El maratón. ¿Ves? Me retiré de la carrera en el kilómetro 28. I withdrew from the race in kilometer 28. I pulled out. Pull is tirar. Pull. Pull. Ah! Okay, to pull out is retirarse o retirar, según sea reflexivo o no. To pull out. All right. To pull out of a race. To pull out. All right. Now, another way of saying to pull out, he pulls out all his tricks. You know, these pencils, let's assume that these pencils, each pencil is a trick. Un truco que tengo en la manga. You know, I have a trick up my sleeve. You know, okay. A trick for teaching English. Okay. I have several tricks up my sleeve. Tiene muchos trucos en la manga. Yo creo que lo decís un poco así, ¿no? I pull out one trick. Aha! I can teach English using a yellow pencil. It's behind my ear. Yeah, that's one trick I use for behind, in, on my head. All right? In my hand, on my hand. It's a trick. I pull out another trick. Yeah. This time it's a pink pencil. And I put it under my nose, between my lips, between my teeth. Eso es un acento americano. I say, hello, Peter. Okay. It's another trick. I pull out another trick. Wow. And another. I pull out another trick. And finally, I have one more trick up my sleeve. Se dice mucho. Arriba la manga, literalmente. Up, arriba mi manga. O sea, por la manga. Sacar la manga, you say in Spanish, I believe. It's the same, to pull tricks out of your sleeve. I pull out my last trick, a red pencil. And now I have pulled out all my tricks. I don't have any more. Okay? Some teachers are very good in the first class, second class, in the first week or the first 2 weeks of classes. After that, they're not good. Some teachers can only teach with tricks. And they know a finite number of tricks, and then they are not good teachers. The sign of a good teacher, a really good teacher, is to be able to teach all year, every year, and the students love the teacher. That's the sign of a good teacher. The teacher doesn't need to pull out tricks every day, okay? Although it's good to have a lot of tricks. The more tricks, the better. The more tricks, the better. Cuanto más mejor, ¿no? The more tricks, the better. To pull out. So to pull out means sacar, cuando es de esa forma. To take out is extraer. To pull out is sacar, whoa, con mucho brillo, energía, okay? To pull out tricks. But to pull out is también retirarse de una carrera. To pull out of a race. It could be an election race. Many in the United States, the election system is a little bit very interesting. Eh? I like the electoral process, but it's too long. But it's usually a good process for finding candidates. Many presidents of the United States were unknown before they became, 2 or 3 years before they became president. Barack Obama, very few people knew him. Bill Clinton, in 1990, practically nobody knew who he was. And 2 years later, he was elected the president. It's because of the primary system, the primary elections. And many candidates, or many politicians, decide to run for office. They decide to run for president in their different parties. First, the nomination process. And all of them gradually pull out. They pull out of the race. And now I'm going to pull out of this class, but only for a few minutes for our sponsors. We'll see you in a few minutes. You know, next year I'm going to run for election again. Yeah, in this country. I want to become the president, the prime minister. And I'm not going to pull out next time. The problem is in this country, you use what you call lista cerrada. So I need a political party. Then I can create a big list of people. I'm only interested in myself. I don't need a party to support me. I think my ideas are good enough and my energy is good enough to become the president. But again, if I don't perceive much public support, I'll pull out, probably. Last year I pulled out of the campaign, and next year if I see that not many people are backing me, I'll pull out as well. So to pull out is retirarse. To pull out también es sacar, to pull out. Cuando lo sacas ahí. Okay. I'll be back in a few minutes.
Hello there, how are you today? My name's David Waddell. I hope you're well and ready to work hard because today we're going to look at a phrasal verb, to pull out of. But first, I'm going to introduce you to my star pupil. Beatriz, how are you today?
Fine, thank you, David. How are you?
I'm very, very well. Ask me if I'm well.
Are you well?
Yes, I'm very well, thank you. Okay, so to pull out of, which means really retirarse de algo, yeah? Or a veces echarse atrás. Retirarse de. So all I'm going to do is ask you lots of questions. And of course, I will get you to ask me some questions as well. So the first question is, are you ready at home? Now, have you ever had to pull out of a race at the last minute? Have you ever had to pull out of a race at the last minute? Now, what is a race, Beatriz? What's a race?
Una carrera.
Una carrera, exactly. So, di que sí, okay? Di que sí, ¿vale? Okay, so have you ever had to pull out of a race at the last minute? Good, yes, I've had to pull out of a race at the last minute. So have you ever had to pull out of a race at the last minute?
Yes, I've had to pull out of a race in the last minute.
At the last minute. At the last minute. Repeat.
Yes, I had to pull out of a race at the last minute.
Yes, or yes, I've had to pull out of a race at the last minute. In a pasado, yeah? Pasado, presente perfecto.
Yes, I had to pull out.
I've had to.
Sorry.
I've had to. He tenido que.
Yeah, that's true. Yes, I've had to. I have had to.
Yeah, I've had to.
Yes, I've had to pull out of a race at the last minute.
At the last minute. Okay, very good. Okay. Yes, I've had to pull out of a race at the last minute. Repeat. Very good. Okay, now ask me if I've ever had to pull out of a race at the last minute. Ask me if I've ever had to pull out of a race at the last minute. Venga. Very good. Beatriz, ask me if I've ever had to pull out of a race at the last minute. Venga.
Have you ever had to pull out of a race at the last minute?
Very good. Repeat. Excellent.
Have you ever had to pull out of a race at the last minute?
Very good. Okay, so in casa again, have you ever had to pull out of a race at the last minute? Repeat. Very good. Have you ever had to pull out of a race at the last minute? Yes, I've had to pull out of a race at the last minute. Yes, I've had to pull out of a race at the last minute. Ask me why.
Why did you have to pull out of the race at the last minute?
Very good. Repeat. Excellent.
Why did you have to pull out of the race at the last minute?
Very good. Okay. Why did you have to pull out of the race at the last minute? Why did you have to pull out of the race at the last minute? Repeat. Very good. I'll tell you why. I had to pull out of the race at the last minute because I had cramp. Cramp. Now, what's cramp? Any idea what cramp is? It happens to your muscles when they contract. How do you say that in Spanish?
Contract, contraer, but cramp?
Cramp is calambre.
Calambre.
Calambre, yeah,
okay.
calambre. It's like very, very, very painful.
Okay.
So why did I have to pull out of the race?
You had to pull out of the race at the last minute because you had a cramp.
You had cramp. You had cramp, or you got cramp. You say, yeah, you had cramp. Repeat one more time.
You had to pull out of the race at the last minute because you had cramp.
Very good. Okay, in casa, why did I have to pull out of the race at the last minute? Good. You had to pull out of the race at the last minute because you had cramp. Cramp and calambre. Very painful. Such a shame. I would have won. I would have won. I'm sure I would have won, but I didn't. Okay, so have you ever had to pull out of an important multi-million euro deal? Have you ever had to pull out of a multi-million euro deal? Di que sí. Venga. Very good. Okay, Beatriz, have you ever had to pull out of an important multi-million euro deal?
Yes, I have had to pull out of an important multi-million euro deal.
Multi-million euro, not multi-million euros. Yeah, because it's an adjective. Multi-million euro deal. Repeat one more time. One more time.
Yes, I had to pull out of a multi-million euro deal.
Very good. Okay, so yes, I had to pull out of a multi-million euro deal. Yes, I had to pull out of a multi-million euro deal. Repeat. Very good. Multi, not multi. Multi. Bajando la mandíbula. Multi-million euro deal. Okay. Ask me if I've ever had to pull out of a multi-million euro deal. Venga.
Have you ever had to pull out of a multi-million euro deal?
Very good. Repeat.
Have you ever had to pull out of a multi-million euro deal?
Very good. Okay, in casa, ask me if I've ever had to pull out of a multi-million euro deal. Have you ever had to pull out of a multi-million euro deal? Yes. I've had to pull out of a multi-million euro deal. It was terrible. You've gone through the same thing.
Yeah.
It's very, very bad, isn't it? It's hard, isn't it?
Yes, very
But,
tough.
Yeah, you have to face a new day with a smile, I'd say. Okay, so next one. Okay, ask me why I had to pull out of the multi-million euro deal. Ask me why.
Why did you have to pull out of the multi-million euro deal?
Very good. Repeat.
Why did you have to pull out of the multi-million euro deal?
Very good. Okay, in casa, ask me why I had to pull out of the multi-million euro deal. Why did you have to pull out of the multi-million euro deal? Well, it's a secret. I can't tell you. It's very, very personal, yeah? So we'll leave it there. Let's go on to the next one, shall we? Okay. Did the country pull out of the peace peace negotiations? Did the country pull out of the peace negotiations? Di que sí? Very good. Okay. Did the country pull out of the peace negotiations?
Yes, the country pulled out of the peace negotiations.
Very good. Negotiations. It's a good word, isn't it? Negotiations. Di esto.
Yes, the country had to pull out of the peace negotiation. Negotiations.
In partes. Nego.
Ca.
Shuns.
Shuns.
Shuns, not shons. Shuns. Shuns con la nariz. Shuns.
Shuns.
So, negotiations. Again.
Negotiations.
Very good. Mucho mejor. Okay. Ask me if the country pulled out of the peace negotiations. Ask me.
Did the country pull out of the peace negotiations?
Okay, very good. In casa, ask me if the country pulled out of the peace negotiations. Good. Did the country pull out of the peace negotiations? Yes, the country pulled out of the peace negotiations. Yes, the country pulled out of the peace negotiations. Repeat that sentence.
Yes, the country pulled out of the peace negotiations.
Negotiations. Negotiations. One more time.
Negotiations.
Very good. Okay, that's all we have time for. Thank you very much, Beatriz, and thank you at home, and see you next time. Bye-bye.
Okay. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready to start. I'm almost ready. I'm almost ready, but I'm not ready yet. Give me a few seconds. I need to mentalizarme, as you say. I need to psych up, to become psychologically prepared for this class. It's not easy to teach English on television. I need to psych up. I'm not ready yet. I'm almost ready. Quiet, just a second. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. I'm almost ready, but not yet. I'm almost. Fijaos cómo digo, I am almost. Primero hago la contracción, por supuesto. I'm, no I am. Y luego la M de I'm realmente es un inicio de almost. I'm almost. Hay una ciudad sueca que se llama Malmö. I'm almost in Malmö. Estamos casi. I'm almost in Malmö. I'm almost ready. I'm almost ready. I'm nearly ready. I'm not quite ready yet, but almost. Let's go to camera one. Maybe. I'm almost ready to move to camera one, but not yet. I'm almost ready. Okay. I've almost made the decision to go. I need to make a decision. Sometimes I have trouble making decisions. Yeah, I'm a bit wishy-washy. People say, Richard, come on, make up your mind. Come on, make a decision. Do you want to change to camera one or not? So just a second. Let me think about it. I'm not ready yet. I'm almost ready, but I'm not ready yet. I haven't made a decision yet. I've almost made my decision. I've almost, aquí es I have. Otro verbo auxiliar. I have. Contracción, I've. Casi me he tomado la decisión. I've almost made a decision. In fact, I think I have made a decision. I'm changing. When I count to three. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now, we're almost finished. Well, not quite. We still have about 80 programs to go. Yes, 82. I think we still have 82 programs, 82 classes ahead of us. So we're almost finished. Well, not quite. We're not almost finished. We still have quite a few classes left. But we have passed halfway, yeah. I passed halfway on every program. Yeah, we're almost at program 120. Today I'm doing class number 114. Yes, which means we're almost at class 120. We don't have long to go. There are only 6 classes left. Yeah, to reach class 120. And when we reach class 120, we will have almost completed 2/3. When we reach class 130, We will have, futuro perfecto, habremos terminado, or habremos completado. We will have completed 66.666% of the program. We will have completed 2/3 of the program. And we're almost there. Estamos casi ahí. Casi llegamos. We're almost there. We're not there yet, but almost. We're not there yet, but nearly. We're not quite there. Estamos a punto de llegar. Casi, casi. We're almost there, but not quite. Almost. All right. You know, the other day, I was watching an American football game. An American football game on special television. The score was 32-6. One team was killing the other. And so I got up and I went to the kitchen. I went to the kitchen to make a sandwich. The score was 32-6. And it took me only about 5 minutes to make the sandwich. And went back, the score was 32-17. Wow. I missed a good part of the game. And I watched for about 5 minutes, and it remained, the score was still 32-17. And then I had finished the sandwich, and I went back to the kitchen. I washed the plate and the glass of water. And then I looked through the cabinet, the kitchen cupboard, to see if there was anything else to eat. And it took me about 5 minutes. And when I went back, the score was 32-28. I couldn't believe it. Wow, I've missed another. Every time I go to the kitchen, the other team scores. And they're almost going to catch up. They were catching up, almost. And then they made a field goal, gave them 3 points. It was 32-31. Casi están. They're almost there. And then the game ended. They lost. They lost by 1 point. They almost won. They nearly won. Okay? They would have won if the game had lasted another 5 minutes. They would have won. And you know, I was in favor of the losing team, so I should have gotten up and gone back to the kitchen. Because every time I went to the kitchen, they scored. Whenever I went to the kitchen, they scored. And they almost scored in the last minute of the game. You see, they had the ball, and they were moving down the field successfully. And they were within 30 yards of the goal when the time ran out. If they had had about 2 or 3 more minutes, they would have won the game. So they almost won the game. The other team almost lost. La M de team se enlace con la de all. Almost. The other team almost lost. My team almost won. But not quite. They almost reached victory. They almost achieved victory. But they lost. But they lost by only 1 point. The other team barely won. Apenas ganó. Yes, my team almost won, and the other team barely won. My team barely lost, and the other team almost lost. Yeah, almost nearly. Okay? Now, I'm going to take pencils out of this pencil holder. I have taken 2 out, but there's still a lot left. Now I've taken 2 more out, but there's still a lot of pencils left. Now I'm going to take out 2 more. I'm taking them out. Okay, so now I have taken 6 pencils out, but there's still a lot left. Okay, let me take out 2 more. Now I've taken 8 out, but there's still a few more. I haven't taken all of them out yet. Now I'm going to take out 2 more. Now I've almost taken out all of them. There are only 6 left. 2, 4, 6, 8. I've taken out 10, and I still have 6 left. Now I've taken out 2 more. Okay, now I have 12 on the table, and there are only 4 left. So I have almost taken all the pencils out, but not quite. Now I have taken out 2 more. I've almost finished. I have almost finished, or I'm almost finished. And now I've taken them all out. There aren't any pencils anymore. And the class is over. At least this segment is over. I'll be right back.
Hello again, you're very welcome. It's nice to see you and I hope you've been practicing a lot. My name is Fitz and we have our English expert and special guest, Beatrice, or Beatrice. Maybe we should call you Beatrice.
Yes, you can.
Okay, how are you, Beatrice?
Fine, thanks. And
Okay,
you?
very well, thank you. Very well. How are you out there? Are you ready? Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Okay, we'll begin with vocabulary. Five words.
Okay.
The first one, counselor, counselor. How do you say it in Spanish?
Eso es tutor
Okay, very good.
o consejero.
Okay, and in English?
Counselor.
Counselor, counselor,
Counselor.
counselor. Practice at home, counselor. Okay, number two, something very disgusting. Dandruff, dandruff.
Okay.
How do you say it in English, in Spanish?
Caspa.
Okay, and in English?
Dandruff.
Do you like dandruff?
No, I don't.
No, nobody likes dandruff. Wheat, wheat.
Trigo.
Okay, and in English?
Wheat.
Wheat, very good. Number four, every once in a while. Every once in a while.
¿Alguna que otra vez?
Okay,
O
or
de vez en cuando.
de vez en cuando as well. And in English?
Every once in a while.
Every once in a while. Every once in a while. The last one, fringe benefits. Fringe benefits. At work, for example.
Eran beneficios sociales de
Nómina.
de nómina.
The nómina. Fringe is like this part of my hair.
Okay.
Fringe. Okay. Now, are you ready for some practice?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Now we're going to practice with nearly and almost. Nearly and almost. So I'll ask you for two answers. One with nearly, one with almost. How do you say nearly in Spanish?
Casi.
Okay, and almost?
The same, casi.
So they mean the same thing.
Okay.
Okay, nearly and almost. Have you ever almost missed a flight?
I've never almost missed a flight.
And with nearly?
I've never nearly missed a flight.
Okay, so you're very punctual.
Yes, I am.
Okay, very good. Now, have you ever nearly missed a flight? How do you say to miss a flight in Spanish?
Perder el avión.
Okay.
Perder el vuelo.
Okay, so in English we don't say you lose the plane because it means completely something different. To miss your flight. Okay? Is your English nearly perfect?
My English is nearly perfect.
Yes, it is. Okay, and with almost?
My English is almost perfect.
Very good. And be careful in almost of pronouncing the T. It's almost perfect. It's almost perfect. Okay? Was Madrid almost awarded the 2016 Olympics?
Yes, Madrid was almost awarded the 2016 Olympics.
Very good. And now with nearly.
Yes, Madrid was nearly awarded the 2016 Olympics.
Okay, so Madrid was almost awarded the 2016 Olympics. Madrid was nearly awarded the 2016 Olympics. Okay, have you ever nearly murdered someone?
No, I haven't nearly murdered someone.
And with almost?
No, I haven't almost murdered someone.
Very good. So she hasn't nearly murdered someone, she hasn't almost murdered someone. How do you say murdered?
Asesinar.
Okay, okay. Have you ever been almost late for this class?
No, I have never been almost. No, I have never been nearly late for this class.
And with almost?
That's it. No, I have never been almost late for this class.
Okay, so nearly and almost
Yeah.
mean the same thing. They mean the same thing. Have you ever almost discovered a new planet?
No, I haven't. Never.
No, I have never.
I've never almost discovered a new planet.
And with nearly?
No, I've never nearly discovered a new planet.
Okay, so she's never nearly discovered a new planet. She's never almost discovered a new planet. Okay? Have you ever nearly been eaten by a bear?
No, I have never nearly been eaten by a bear.
And with almost?
No, I have never almost been eaten by a bear.
Very good. Ask me if I was almost killed by elephants this morning.
Were you almost killed by elephants this morning?
No, I wasn't. Okay, I'm very well pronounced. Were you almost killed? Were you almost killed by elephants this morning? No, no, I wasn't, thankfully. Ask me if I was nearly killed by elephants this morning.
Were you nearly killed by elephants this morning?
No, luckily I was not nearly killed by elephants this morning. I was not almost killed by elephants this morning. Okay? Was your house nearly flooded last week?
No, my house wasn't nearly flooded last week.
And what does flooded mean?
Inundarse.
Okay,
¿no?
okay.
Inundación.
Was it almost flooded last week?
No, it wasn't nearly flooded last week.
Okay. Am I almost 2 meters tall?
No, you aren't almost.
No, you aren't.
Sorry. No, you aren't almost 2 meters tall.
Okay. And with nearly?
No, you aren't nearly 2 meters tall.
Very good. Ask me if I'd like to be 2 meters tall.
Would you like to be 2 meters tall?
Yes, I think I would. I think I would. I could see everything.
Yeah, that's it. From another perspective.
From another perspective. Has the moon, ever almost touched the Earth?
No, the moon hasn't almost touched the Earth.
Okay, and with nearly?
No, the moon hasn't nearly touched the Earth.
Very good, very good. Do you almost get to work late every day?
No, I never almost get to work late.
Every day.
Every
Okay.
day.
Are you almost the most intelligent person in the world?
No, I'm not almost the most intelligent person in the world.
And with nearly?
No, I'm not nearly the most intelligent person in the world.
Okay. Now, she's not the most intelligent person in the world, but maybe she's one of the most intelligent people in the world. Do you think?
No, I don't think so.
I don't know, I think so.
There are lots of people there.
Okay, okay. Do you drink nearly a liter of coffee every morning?
No, I don't nearly drink.
I don't drink nearly.
Oh, sorry. No, I don't drink nearly 2 liters of coffee.
1 liter.
Yeah. No, I don't drink nearly 1 liter of coffee every morning.
Every morning, okay? So she doesn't drink nearly, she doesn't drink almost. I hope you practice almost 1 hour of English every day. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.
All right, class 114 is again like class 113 and class 112, it's history, okay? Which means we have fewer classes ahead of us, which means you have accumulated more classes that you need to review over the internet. Don't forget that part of the success of this program depends on your willingness, vuestra disposición. Willing is dispuesto, willingness, disposición. It depends on your willingness to go back and review classes, to go back and watch classes again and again and again if possible. It depends on your willingness to invest time, because like all projects, the more you get depends on how much you invest. And you have to invest in English. It requires a lot of investment in time and effort. Okay, see you tomorrow.